After more than 4 decades working in emergency medicine, I began noticing something unexpected. The same signs I used to see in older patients started appearing in my own body. That slow heaviness in the legs, the reduced sense of energy and circulation, the feeling that the body is not responding as quickly as it once did. And that realization changes everything. Because at that point, I was no longer only observing these changes in others. I was experiencing them myself. So I began a personal experiment. Not in theory, not from textbooks, but in daily life, I focused on something extremely simple: water. I started testing different natural additions to see how the body would respond. Over time, I tried more than 60 different combinations: herbs, powders, natural extracts. Some had no effect at all. Some created discomfort. Most did nothing meaningful. But a few stood out. And what surprised me most was this: it was never about drinking more water. It was about how the body responds to what is added to it. Especially after 60, that response becomes less efficient unless it is supported correctly. Eventually, I narrowed everything down to just 5 combinations that consistently made a noticeable difference. Improvements in how light the legs felt, how smoothly circulation seemed to work, and how quickly the body responded overall. Today, I want to walk you through those 5 water-based additions, from the simplest to the most powerful. And I will also explain why number 3 surprised me the most, even though I almost ignored it at first. Before we begin, I want to ask you something simple. How old are you? I read every comment, and I genuinely want to understand the age range of people who find this useful. Let's begin. Number 5, cucumber and mint water infusion. This is one of the simplest combinations, yet it is often underestimated. It involves adding fresh cucumber slices and mint leaves into a glass or pitcher of water and allowing it to infuse for some time before drinking. At first glance, it may seem like a light or even cosmetic habit, but its value goes deeper. Cucumber contains silica, a natural compound that supports the structure and flexibility of blood vessels. As the body ages, blood vessel walls naturally become less flexible. When that happens, circulation can feel slower and less efficient. Silica helps support the connective structure around these vessels, helping them maintain better elasticity. Research published in Nutrition and Aging-related studies has shown that higher silica intake is associated with improved vascular flexibility over time, which supports more efficient blood flow and better pressure regulation. Mint adds another important effect. It contains natural compounds that support relaxation of blood vessels, helping them widen slightly so blood can move with less resistance. When vessels are more relaxed, circulation becomes smoother, and the workload on the cardiovascular system becomes lighter. To prepare this, slice half a cucumber, thinly and gently crush a small handful of fresh mint leaves before adding them to filtered water. Let it sit for at least 30 minutes or longer if prepared in advance. The key is consistency. When used regularly, this simple habit can support gradual improvements in how the body handles fluid balance and circulation support. Drink it throughout the day rather than all at once for best effect. Number 4, lemon and ginger water. This combination has been used in traditional wellness practices for a long time, and modern research helps explain why it remains so widely recommended. Lemon provides a natural source of vitamin C, which plays an important role in supporting nitric oxide production in the body. Nitric oxide is a key signaling molecule that helps blood vessels relax and expand when needed. When vessels can expand properly, blood flow becomes more efficient throughout the body. As people get older, natural nitric oxide production tends to decline, which can affect circulation, comfort, and energy levels. Vitamin C supports the pathways that help maintain healthier nitric oxide availability. Ginger adds another important layer. It contains natural compounds that help support smoother blood flow by reducing excessive platelet stickiness. In simple terms, it helps blood maintain a healthier flow pattern instead of moving too sluggishly. Studies in cardiovascular nutrition research have shown that regular ginger intake may support improved circulation efficiency and reduce blood aggregation tendencies. To prepare this, squeeze fresh lemon into a glass of water and add thin slices of fresh ginger. Let it sit for several minutes so the compounds can infuse properly. Drink it preferably in the morning or earlier in the day. Some people also take a second glass later in the afternoon to maintain consistent support. Start with a small amount of ginger and adjust gradually based on personal comfort. Number 3. Beetroot water dilution. Beetroot has become one of the most studied natural foods in circulation research, and for good reason. It is one of the richest natural sources of dietary nitrates. These nitrates are converted by the body into nitric oxide, which plays a central role in supporting healthy blood vessel function. What makes beetroot especially interesting is how quickly it can influence circulation-related markers. Research has shown that beetroot consumption can support measurable changes in blood flow efficiency within hours in some cases. This is not about long-term gradual support alone. It is also about relatively fast physiological response. Another area of research suggests that consistent intake over time may support improved oxygen delivery efficiency and overall endurance in daily activities. That is why it is often included in circulation-focused nutritional strategies. However, it is usually recommended to dilute beetroot juice in water. This makes it easier on digestion and allows for a more gradual intake throughout the day instead of a concentrated dose. To prepare it, mix a small amount of pure beetroot juice into a large glass of water and drink it slowly. It is often best taken earlier in the day when the body's more active. Some people prefer to prepare fresh beetroot juice at home for maximum freshness and control. Consistency is important, as regular intake supports more stable circulation-related benefits over time. Number 2. Cayenne pepper warm water drink. This one may feel strong, but it has been widely studied for its circulation-supporting properties. Cayenne pepper contains a compound that stimulates natural warming responses in the body. This response is associated with temporary widening of blood vessels, which can support improved flow, especially in areas like hands and feet. Research in nutrition science has linked cayenne consumption with improved peripheral circulation markers and better micro-level blood flow support. Microcirculation is especially important because it affects how oxygen and nutrients reach the smallest tissues in the body. To prepare this drink, add a very small pinch of cayenne pepper into warm water and stir thoroughly. Start with a minimal amount and only increase slowly if the body tolerates it well. It is often recommended to take it in the morning before food, when absorption may be more efficient. Some people add a small amount of lemon to soften the taste. If you are sensitive or taking any medication related to blood flow, it is always better to be cautious and consult a professional before using strong stimulants like this regularly. Number 1. Cold brew hibiscus water. This is considered the most powerful addition in this list based on multiple research observations. Hibiscus petals contain natural plant compounds that support blood vessel flexibility and vascular function. When prepared as a cold infusion, these compounds are preserved in their most active form. Studies in cardiovascular research have shown that regular hibiscus intake may support significant improvements in how blood vessels expand and respond to pressure changes. It has also been associated with improved arterial flexibility and reduced stiffness over time. These effects are especially important because vascular stiffness is one of the main factors that influences circulation quality with age. Hibiscus works in 2 ways. It supports the body's natural nitric oxide pathways, and it also helps protect blood vessel lining from oxidative stress, allowing smoother function overall. To prepare it, add dried hibiscus petals to cold filtered water and let it steep overnight in the refrigerator. In the morning, strain and drink it throughout the day. The taste is slightly tart, similar to berries, and can be softened with a small amount of natural sweetener if needed. Regular daily use is what creates the most noticeable results over time. And that brings us to the end. 5 simple additions to water that can support circulation, energy, and how your body feels throughout the day. What makes them powerful is not complexity, but consistency. You do not need to use all of them at once. Even one can become a starting point. And over time, small daily habits often matter more than dramatic changes. If you found this useful, stay tuned for more insights on simple habits that can support healthy aging and daily energy after 50.